Established in 1999, RPSA now is celebrating its 25 years Silver Jubilee.
I joined the Rwanda Pharmaceutical Student Association way back. I was a student at University of Rwanda, and we actually, with faculty member, created and initiated the association at that time. It was called IFA, which is actually RPSA in English. And we, I think, were motivated by the fact that similar association was in place in other countries. And actually there was an International Federation for Students in Pharmacy. So we drove from there, and we were very excited to use the knowledge and what we were learning at the university to share that, behind and above the country, having that network of students where you can learn from and understand where pharmacy, whether it's pharmacy care, and everything you learn is applied, was really an opportunity for us to learn beyond what is happening in our country, in Rwanda. So we created the association.
En 1999, par le biais de certains étudiants en pharmacie, nous avons appris l'existence de la Fédération internationale des étudiants en pharmacie, APSF, International Pharmaceutical Students Federation. Afin d'intégrer la fédération, moi-même et d'autres collègues étudiants en pharmacie, nous avons pensé qu'il serait mieux de créer une association des étudiants en pharmacie, ainsi intégrer la fédération en tant qu'association.
Yeah, we were like a family, really, and on a very right definition of the term. So, being pharmacy students, whether you are in 4th year, 5th year, or 5th year, most of the time you are busy with other things, but at least from 4th to 3rd and 2nd, you are like a family. You are also mentoring your young brothers and sisters.
It's a platform where you learn how you apply your science, what you learn at university, more into general public health. And you serving as a public health specialist or someone who's into health sector, so you need to be a leader to make decisions that will be more having an impact on a general population rather than individual level, which is more clinical work that is being done. And I'll say from where I am today, as the more you get closer to the RPSA, you start understanding that there's a beyond needs of what we're doing in at school or just pharmacy science, rather than more, why can't we get into prevention aspect of where it's needed? Because I don't think there's more, the needs is only needs to healthcare system where the patient need to walk into a hospital and then leave, rather than can we now try to think about what can be population level approach. And as RPSA, I think it shapes you in terms of being a leader, someone who's looking beyond what you see, what you have at individual level rather than at a population level.
I come to know the association of pharmacists, student pharmacists, at their beginning when it was starting. But at that time, it was almost completing our university.
We had at that time a head, and at that time the head was more a secretary, permanent secretary role, but it's similar to the president role. And then what was really exciting is that sitting together, coming up with the structure, coming up with an implementation plan, and so we start slow, we start small, and we're happy to see, I'm really happy to see where the Student Association, the Rwanda Student Association, Pharmaceutical Student Association is now and shaping, and you're right.
There is a time RPA hosted a nationwide diabetes campaign that covered 6 sites countrywide, and it reached more than 10,000 participants who came for screening, who came in the campaigns to see what was going on. That was a big campaign for a student organization, but RPSA tried to manage it, and it was their own initiative with partners. And also RPSA in engagement, also in hosting the event. It's the only association currently in Afro that managed to host the whole cycle of student events that are possible. It means there is IFPS, there is World Congress, and also there's WHSS. There's no other association that has ever done that. It's very hard to determine memorable moments in RPSA because I feel like every day, every month, every project, every initiative sort of came with its own memorable moment. But I think the apex was when we hosted the African Regional Symposium for IPSF Afro. I think it was the first, it was the largest IPSF Afro conference that happened. I don't think any other larger symposium has happened at that scale. The amount of ingenuity, the amount of creativity, the amount of work that went into organizing such an incredible AFPS was just something I was so proud to be part of. The people that we worked with to deliver on that today continue to be collaborators, friends, and people we work with quite closely because that moment really taught us a lot. We got to deliver tremendously. We built networks and friendships across the continent and today those relationships still thrive, and we are still engaging and speaking and working with some of those people. So that was my most memorable if I have to choose one.
In 2015, I was lucky to be in one World Congress whereby one RPSA member, a Rwandan, was elected as the president of IPSF. In that very Congress, we planned to bid for the World Congress to take place in Kigali, Rwanda. And we said, let's move it to the next year. Let's win the presidency, and then next year we'll go for the Congress. Then we bid for the Congress with a great participation of many RPSA members, my colleagues. We did it very well, and we won the bid to host the Congress, 2018 Congress.
The one that is not most known is, it was called the Prison Inmates Health Awareness Program. It started when we were doing awareness about tuberculosis within prisons. And I remember the first place we went was Rwanda. I think called Rwanda in Huye, the prison in Huye. And then actually later on became also in a couple of districts doing more awareness about these challenges or health conditions within prisons. And the interesting thing that happened, and the reason I'm mentioning it, is there are some research papers that came out of these campaigns by other students. They were not mine, but there are some other students like Fabrice, who took up the initiative and wrote some research papers that have some relation or might have originated from this program.
For my mandate as RPSA president, I have been having a lot of help from the past presidents. I can mention few, like Israel BIMPE contributed a lot for myself to go to attend a meeting in Tanzania, and the other presidents as well, Louis and the other members of Alumni, not only the presidents, other people who are in Alumni, they contributed a lot for my tenure in RPSA as a president. So I link it as a continuity of what RPSA believes in and what RPSA do of protecting public health.
Whenever we meet a pharmacist from at that time, whenever those good times, we had to organize some parties, for example, just to connect. So my memories are really very, very positive. And then we kept also reaching out to each other. So we kept, at least for people who are in the same areas of work, we keep working together.
When I joined, when I was in the executive committee as ACO, I had a very beautiful team. And I think the fondest memory is the RPSA Cup, because I would go to see, I'm not a football fan, but at least for that little bit for a week, I was a football fan. I would go look at the teams and how they were playing and everything. And also I remember our conference, our student conference, the one we had was a beautiful one. It was a really beautiful success.
I remember my first ever IPSF event was the IPSF Afro in AFPS, IPSF Afro AFPS in Zimbabwe, in Victoria Falls. And that was where we also bid to host and actually won the bid. And that was where I got elected for the first time into the IPSF Regional Working Group. And for me, I had no means. I had absolutely no way to make it to the trip. But I spoke to the dean. I said, look, this is something really good for our students. We've been investing into growing our organization and we want to be exposed to other people are doing. The school didn't have any money, but they also had some sponsorship to send mostly lecturers to go make presentations. For my first ever FIP event, was because as part of being president of IPSF, I won a Young Leader Award, which comes with some of those benefits.
What I enjoy the most is, like what I mentioned, having one of our members traveling and participate as a student in an international symposium. That was fantastic. I think we saw that there's this opportunity for networking in that. But also getting that recognition from our teachers and the dean that students actually can, come together beyond just the teaching, and the interaction was different because we were coming to them with this idea that we want to create an association, and it was fantastic and very exciting at that time.
25 years is a great sign of continuity. It's not a one-man's show. And you see presidents coming year after year and taking up other responsibilities. But RPSA, keeps growing, meaning that every year the association grows. I see that growth, and I can only be delighted by it because I know that it's going to affect our sector, it's going to affect our profession in general. And I just hope that more and more pharmacists, young pharmacists, pharmacy students will embrace the vision, mission, and goals of RPSA and, be the best that they can be.
The 25 years, that means it's more now aim for 50 and then you go to 75. The more you go to the Golden Jubilee and then you go to Silver Jubilee, that means if you look back and the organization will have like a wider community. And the wider community means the stronger connection and networks.
It's a very good opportunity to celebrate, celebrate like, okay, this is what we have been able to achieve. But also thinking of and an opportunity to think about our profession in general, how is our profession? How are we prepared to make it better?
25 years, it's a lot. It's a quarter of a generation. So for me, I can just say thanks to all leaders of the association who have been there, the commitment they have given to the association. It shows that they are inspired to be the future pharmacists, and all start from that grassroots. The university, it's a good platform where you can interact already with your future.
It's a great pleasure to get to speak with you all. I wish you a very happy and festive jubilee for RPSA.
So happy anniversary, 25th anniversary to all the students and alumni.
I take this opportunity to wish RPSA a happy Silver Jubilee.
Happy anniversary.
RPSA, keep doing what you do. Well done. Bravo for your 25 years.
Happy anniversary. And my main take is, let's take the pharmacy beyond to pharmaceutical product.
Oh, happy Silver Jubilee!
For 25 years, so we are ready to celebrate. Thank you.